My friends, a man does not give his deepest respect to a woman simply because she appears beautiful or speaks with charm. These things may capture his attention, but they do not anchor his reverence. Respect is born from something far deeper, something that speaks directly to the inner world where the masculine and feminine meet in their truest forms. At that depth, beauty without substance fades and charm without soul dissolves. What remains is the essence of character, the inner strength, and the sacred balance that a woman carries within herself. There are laws of the human soul that are older than any tradition or culture, laws that operate whether we acknowledge them or not. And when a woman embodies these laws, she awakens in a man not only admiration, but devotion, because he senses he is standing before something timeless. These laws are not techniques or clever strategies, nor are they games played to gain control. They are the quiet forces of the psyche that shape how men and women relate to one another. A man might not be able to explain them, yet he feels them with certainty. Deep within, he knows when he is in the presence of a woman who carries herself with dignity, when he is near one who does not give herself away too easily, when he encounters one who speaks with truth, or one who leaves something of herself in mystery. He may stumble in trying to describe these qualities, but his heart knows them when it meets them, and in that meeting something inside him bows, not to weakness, but to strength, not to fragility, but to depth. There is a natural reverence men hold for what is sacred. Throughout history, men have built temples, carved statues, sung songs, and written poetry, all in an attempt to honor what they perceive as greater than themselves. When a woman embodies the deep laws of her own nature, she becomes in his eyes such a temple, such a sacred presence. She does not have to demand respect. It rises in him naturally, as though it were summoned from the hidden wells of his soul. In that respect, love has the chance to be born, for love cannot thrive where reverence is absent. Without reverence, love withers into desire alone, and desire alone is not enough to sustain the bond between man and woman. So we must begin here with this recognition that respect is not something a woman chases after, nor something she extracts through effort or insistence. It comes when she lives in alignment with these inner laws. It comes when she embodies her own worth and refuses to abandon it. It comes when she carries herself not as an object to be possessed, but as a soul to be encountered. And when a man sees this, he cannot help but honor it, for he has touched something eternal. The beginning of all respect is self-respect. When a woman honors herself, she communicates silently yet powerfully that she is whole, that she needs nothing external to complete her. This is not arrogance, nor is it cold detachment. It is the recognition of her own inner value, the quiet certainty that her worth is not negotiable. Such a woman does not beg for attention, nor does she diminish her light so others feel comfortable. She does not chase after those who do not see her value, because she already sees it within herself. And when a man encounters this kind of presence, he feels it before she even speaks. He senses that he is standing before someone who cannot be bought, persuaded, or flattered into forgetting who she is. This stirs in him a profound respect, for it reveals strength that is neither loud nor aggressive, but calm and unshakable. Self-respect is not about rejecting others, but about embracing oneself. A woman who respects herself cares for her body, her mind, and her spirit. She does not indulge in what weakens her soul, nor does she tie her worth to the fleeting opinions of others. Her confidence is not rooted in comparison, nor does it crumble when she faces rejection. Instead, it flows from a deeper source, the understanding that she is valuable simply because she exists, simply because life itself has chosen her to be here. This kind of rootedness makes her magnetic. Men may not always understand why they are drawn to her, but they are, and the answer lies in her center of gravity, in her refusal to betray herself just to be wanted. A woman without self-respect can give everything, her time, her energy, her love, and still find that men do not hold her in high regard. Why? Because giving without self-respect is not a gift, it is a transaction rooted in fear of being abandoned. Men sense this, and though they may take what is offered, they rarely offer true respect in return. By contrast, a woman with self-respect may give the same love, the same care, but it comes from a different place, a place of abundance, not desperation. This transforms how she is received. A man, recognizing this, instinctively feels he must rise to meet her. Self-respect teaches a man how to love a woman rightly. It draws the boundary that says, "You may not speak to me in this way. You may not diminish my soul. You may not walk carelessly in the space I hold sacred." And yet it also says, "If you honor me, if you come with truth and with care, I will open myself to you." This paradox, firmness with openness, strength with gentleness, is the foundation upon which reverence is built. For a woman who respects herself is like a fortress that cannot be breached, yet also a garden that invites life to flourish within it. To such a presence, men are drawn not merely by desire, but by the call to honor what they recognize as sacred. Respect deepens when there are boundaries. Boundaries are not acts of cruelty, nor are they walls that imprison love. They are sacred lines that reveal how a woman values herself and how she expects others to value her. They are the invisible signals that tell the world, "Here I stand, this is my truth, this is what I allow, and this is what I refuse." When a woman establishes these lines with clarity, she does not push men away, she draws the right men closer, for only those who can honor those lines are capable of truly cherishing her. A woman without boundaries may give and give, but she will soon discover that what she offers is not respected. When there are no lines, a man does not feel the need to approach with care. He may even take her for granted because there is no sacred threshold reminding him of her worth. But when a woman sets her boundaries firmly, a man realizes he is standing before something precious. He cannot simply enter with careless intent. He must earn the right to approach. He must show reverence. And in this reverence, love deepens beyond mere attraction. Boundaries teach a man how to love. They protect the relationship from dissolving into chaos or disrespect. A man who tries to cross them learns quickly that he cannot have true intimacy without responsibility. He cannot enjoy the fruits of closeness while disregarding the discipline of respect. A woman who enforces her boundaries consistently is not harsh, she is wise. She knows that boundaries do not destroy connection, they purify it. They filter out the unworthy, leaving space only for those who value her essence. But boundaries are not just about saying no, they are also about saying yes. Yes to what nourishes her, yes to what brings growth, yes to the love that is genuine. A boundary is a gate, not merely a barrier. It allows the good to flow in and the harmful to stay out. Men sense this duality. They understand, even unconsciously, that these gates are what preserve the beauty of a woman's soul. And so, when a man meets a woman who lives with such integrity, he does not resist her boundaries, he is drawn to them, for in them he sees her self-respect made visible. There is also another truth: a man who respects a woman's boundaries inevitably begins to respect his own. He learns through her example that to cross a line recklessly is to lose something irreplaceable. Her firmness teaches him discipline, her courage teaches him honor. In this way, her boundaries do not only protect her, they elevate him. They summon from him a higher version of himself, one that knows reverence, patience, and devotion. Thus, a woman who keeps her sacred lines intact is never a woman who loses love. Instead, she is a woman who inspires it at its deepest level. For love without boundaries is only desire, but love that grows within boundaries is reverence made flesh. Another law is authenticity. When a woman lives from the truth of her own being, she possesses a beauty that no mirror can fully reflect and no passing years can erase. Authenticity is not about perfection, nor is it about endlessly exposing every detail of the self. It is about alignment, the harmony between inner truth and outer expression. A woman who is authentic does not hide behind masks crafted to win approval, nor does she distort herself to fit into expectations that suffocate her spirit. Instead, she dares to reveal her real voice, her real desires, and her real boundaries, even when doing so is not convenient or popular. This quiet courage makes her magnetic because it awakens in those around her the yearning to live just as freely. When a man encounters such a woman, he feels her authenticity immediately. It is not something she has to announce. It radiates from the way she speaks, from the way she carries herself, from the way she looks at the world without apology. Her presence communicates honesty. He knows, often without words, that she is not performing for him, not bending herself into shapes to capture his attention. She is simply being herself, and paradoxically, this is what captures him more deeply than any performance could. Her authenticity calls him to trust her, for he senses she will not manipulate him with illusions or withhold her truth for comfort's sake. Authenticity is powerful because it disarms the games that often poison relationships. So many connections falter because both people wear masks, playing roles they think the other wants, rather than revealing what they truly are. This leads to shallow bonds built on pretense, but a woman who is authentic refuses to play such games. She understands that truth, even when it is difficult, is the foundation upon which real love must rest. Her honesty is not harshness, it is clarity. She is not afraid to say no when she must, nor to say yes when her soul feels alive. In this way, she teaches a man that intimacy is not built upon constant agreement, but upon trust in one another's truth. A man deeply respects a woman who is authentic because her courage challenges him. He sees in her the very thing he longs to embody within himself, the ability to drop the armor, to step out from behind the masks he wears for society, for family, or for his own fears. Her authenticity becomes a mirror that reflects his own hidden longing for freedom. In her presence, he feels both vulnerable and alive, both exposed and inspired, and it is precisely this paradox that awakens his respect. Authenticity does not mean recklessness. It does not mean pouring out everything without wisdom. It means that what she chooses to show is real, untainted by falsehood. Such a woman may not please everyone, but she will always be respected by those whose respect is worth having. And in the heart of a man who values depth, her authenticity becomes unforgettable. Respect also requires mystery. Mystery is not the same as secrecy, nor is it the act of withholding for the sake of power. Mystery is depth, the sense that within a woman there are layers of being that cannot be exhausted in a single glance, a single conversation, or even a single lifetime. It is the awareness that her soul is not flat or shallow, but an unfolding universe, and that to truly know her requires patience, reverence, and endless discovery. When a woman embodies this quality, she awakens in a man a pursuit not of conquest, but of wonder. He does not see her as an object to be possessed, but as a realm to be explored, and this exploration commands his deepest respect. A woman without mystery may reveal everything at once, her feelings, her secrets, her dreams, even her wounds, without discernment. Though she may believe this full exposure creates intimacy, it often has the opposite effect. What is given too easily can be taken too lightly. Men, even unconsciously, lose reverence when nothing is left to be discovered. By contrast, when a woman reveals herself gradually, with wisdom, she maintains an aura that keeps a man attentive and engaged. He senses that she is infinite, that even as he learns more about her, there is always more to uncover. This realization fills him not with boredom but with awe. Mystery does not mean pretending or creating illusions. It is not about inventing shadows where there are none. Rather, it is about living from the depth of the soul and recognizing that no one can fully exhaust another person's being. A woman who knows this does not rush to explain every thought or defend every feeling. She allows space for silence, space for wonder, space for the unknown, and in that space a man finds himself drawn in, compelled to lean closer, to ask, to seek, to understand. Her presence becomes like a sacred text that can be read many times, each time revealing something new. Men deeply respect women who embody mystery because mystery humbles them. It reminds them that love is not about control or ownership. It reminds them that the feminine is not a puzzle to be solved, but a reality to be honored. This humility transforms the relationship. Instead of seeking to dominate or consume, the man learns to revere and to cherish. He becomes aware that what he is pursuing is not something temporary or superficial, but something eternal, something that will always be beyond his complete grasp, and it is this very impossibility that makes it worth pursuing. A woman who carries mystery within her does not need to demand attention, for her very being draws it. She does not need to cling, for she is already unforgettable. She does not need to fear being overlooked, for the depth she holds ensures that those who encounter her will never truly forget her. Mystery makes her radiant in a way that time cannot dim, and in the heart of a man who values depth, she becomes not merely respected, but revered. These 4 rules, self-respect, boundaries, authenticity, and mystery, are not strategies designed to capture the attention of men, nor are they tools for manipulation. They are eternal principles, pillars of the feminine soul that shape how a woman moves through the world. When she embodies them, she does not need to demand reverence, for respect rises naturally in the hearts of those who encounter her. These qualities cannot be faked, for they are not techniques but living truths. They emerge from the deepest parts of her being, and it is because of this that they command a respect that is not fleeting but lasting. When a woman lives with self-respect, she communicates that her worth is not for sale, not dependent on flattery or approval. This is the foundation upon which all other virtues rest. Without self-respect, boundaries collapse, authenticity falters, and mystery dissolves. But when self-respect is firm, everything else flourishes. Boundaries then become not barriers of fear, but guardians of dignity. They protect her inner world from those who would trample upon it carelessly, while inviting in those who approach with reverence. Authenticity adds yet another layer, for it ensures that what she offers is real. In a world filled with masks, pretenses, and performances, authenticity shines like a flame in the darkness. It reassures others that what they see is what they get, that her words and actions flow from truth rather than manipulation. This kind of integrity creates trust, and trust is the soil in which true love grows. Without it, relationships remain shallow and fragile, collapsing under the weight of deception. Then comes mystery, the quality that ensures love does not stagnate, for love without depth quickly turns to boredom, and intimacy without mystery becomes possession. But when a woman carries mystery within her, when she reveals enough to invite closeness yet holds enough to remind the world that she is infinite, she awakens in others the desire to continually seek, to continually learn, to continually cherish. Mystery ensures that the journey never ends, that there is always more to be discovered, more to be revered. Together, these 4 rules form an eternal structure. They are not merely for attracting men, they are for preserving the sanctity of a woman's soul. Men who encounter them feel reverence even if they cannot name why. They sense that they are in the presence of something sacred, something that cannot be possessed, something that must be honored. And in that reverence, love finds its truest expression, not as fleeting passion, not as shallow desire, but as devotion. Thus, when a woman lives by these principles, she does not merely inspire admiration. She becomes unforgettable. She calls forth from men not only love, but the highest form of love, love rooted in respect, trust, and awe. And it is only within this soil that love can endure through trials, through time, through the inevitable storms of life. For reverence is the key, and these four rules are the pillars upon which it rests.